folks. Mike and I are out at Hicks Lake in the city of Lacey. It's about 35 minutes south of Tacoma. It's a 162-acre lake. It has a number of species in the lake. It has black crappie, it has bluegill, rainbow trout, brown trout, and a number of other species. Mike and I have never fished this lake, and so we're prospecting. Mike just let me know that he picked one up 70 feet behind the boat with 1 ounce of lead with a pink imperial spoon. On the right side of the kayak, I am trolling a bubblegum Trout Tricks minnow, and on the left side of the kayak, I'm trolling a Captain America Trigger Spoon Junior. Both of those presentations I'm currently running naked. Outside temp's about 57 degrees. Water temp, surface water temp is 71.2. We'll keep you posted and let you know how we do.
Another lake we've never fished. It's in Thurston County. It's down in Olympia. It's not too far from Munn, where we fished before. 162 acres. It's got a deep hole in the end up here. Right now I'm trolling in about 30 feet of water. I'm doing about 2.5 just to kind of see some water. You know, see the bottom, check out some stuff I haven't seen before. Water temp 74 degrees, so we expect them to be a little deeper today than right on the surface. As we go through the day, we'll talk about some different changes that we've made. Pete's fishing out of a PA now. Hopefully we'll do a tabletop and walk through both of them, how we set them up and why we set them up that way. It's supposed to be a pretty good lake for trout. There are some crappie, bass, all that kind of stuff in here too. So I'm not sure what we might catch today. Kind of always exciting to go out on a new piece of water like this and see what we can see. So we get some fish hooked up, we'll be back with you to tell you what we're catching on. Right now I'm running a Trigger Spoon Junior over here. It's a blue fire tiger, and the reason I'm doing that is because that's what I was catching on at Mineral Lake. Now that doesn't always work, that you catch at one lake with this and you catch at the other lake, but I usually start with the presentation that I left off with the time before, just as a starting point, because I suspect it might be dependable, and then we'll change up from there. So Trigger Spoon Junior over there. I'm running a Max Imperial Spoon over here, the pink one. And this is just kind of a bonus rod. I don't really like to fish 2 rods. I just figured I'd throw it out since I had it rigged up. So we'll be back with you in a minute after the first hit. And still that pink Imperial Spoon. That's got a single hook on it, which I kind of really prefer. So I was trying to make an adjustment on my other rod there. All right, so there's our first fish of the day. There is that pink Imperial right there. And I have a Trigger Spoon Junior just like this. I might put that on the other side. Well, it's not the same spoon. Shut up. It's not the same spoon, but it is that pink and silver pattern. So I'm gonna run that one too and see what that looks like probably.
So we're hooked up. Mike was on his second hookup, and I'm trolling this Trout Tricks minnow, 1 ounce of lead, 70 feet behind the boat, which is intel Mike gave me. That's where he first hooked up. And so I'm hooked up now with this Trout Tricks minnow.
So he hit it pretty hard. I don't think he's very big. He doesn't feel very big. Got off right there.
So I'm hooked up. I switched to this little spinning rod. I got it's a little Bass Pro Shops panfish spinning rod, and I got it because it's short, and I got it for the kayak. And I caught on that Trout Tricks minnow, and Mike was catching on a pink Imperial Spoon, so I switched to a pink Max spinner, running that naked, and made that change, and was probably less than 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, and I hooked up. So we'll get a look at what this fish looks like. You gotta like that, take and drag. So there's that fish right there.
We're finding them somewhere in the depth range of 7 to 8 feet in here. So I'm still running my 1 ounce of lead back here at 70 feet, which is somewhere in that range. And then on this side, I put 2 ounces of lead, and I was running that at 40 feet. Now I'm running it back at 55. So 2 ounces of lead obviously is deeper at distance than 1 ounce of lead. Guessing that should be somewhere around 10 feet at 55. 10, 11 maybe, somewhere in there. I'm running a perch pattern T-Pex over here, which is a little kokanee bait, and I haven't hooked up on it yet, but I'm still trying to dial that depth in. It's harder to dial that depth, in my opinion, with 2 ounces of lead unless you're fishing super deep.
So here's the setup I'm running. I got a Gibbs sliding sinker, so I slide that up there, especially if I'm running a dodger or a flasher, then it won't retard the action. It's not critical that you do that when you're just running them naked. And I have probably a 40-inch leader to that spinner.
Lips right there. Oops, missed him. All right, and that's a nice trout actually. And that's the orange and gold Magalips. That's a Magalips 2.0. There he is.
Oh, and that's one right there. There's some nice trout in this lake. So hooked up again on the spinner side, 70 pulls. Now you'll see Mike and I, majority of the time, are using line counter reels. And so you can just tell how many feet you are behind the boat. Well, it's not necessarily true with the spinning rod. Now I think Mike's got his spinning rod set up with metered braid. So for him, he just has to count the colors. For me, I'm just doing pulls. And so I know the distance between the front of my spool and that first eye. And so I just count the pulls between the spool face and that first eye, and that gets me in the ballpark. And so I've been doing 70 pulls with 1 ounce of lead, and that one just got off right there, which according to the Gibbs fishing chart puts you at, it says 7.7 feet at 2 miles an hour. So you're in that 7.5 foot range. Mike and I were just talking, pretty impressed with the actual trout in this lake. I think the smallest one so far for me has been about 11 inches and had a couple in the 14 range. And so for a small 163 acre lake in the middle of a city, pretty decent fishing. And like, hooked up again on this right side of the kayak with the spinner. Oh, and I got both my lines here. So this is gonna get interesting. I'm going to switch to a plug. Again, just let back down, hook back up with that spinner. Mike and I spent about 3.5 hours out here at Hicks Lake. I ended up boating 12. Mike got a several as well.